Alright, so hello everyone, my name is Jayan and today we are the 2nd of July and this will be the 114th, I believe, if I didn't miscount, video that I'm talking to the camera for 5 minutes straight. So for a little video update, I think I've gone through the most of the ChatGPT generated situations. And yesterday I think I find out that the situations are way too easy. So I definitely want to challenge myself a little bit more because I think the real test has much more to consider than what is shown. So I want to be prepared for that. I've found a book for the MMI and which shares the same category of questions with Casper, which are more complicated, so I will be doing that instead. And for the personal life update, I don't have much to say today. I was doing my back workout and I was like digging into my Apple Music, and for some reason today I found some very good sad music, and yeah, got me depressed during the workout, so that feels really nice. But besides that, I think everything rose, and let's keep it going. Today wasn't too busy either. Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so today's scenario is that you're working as an intern in a busy hospital on your break in a public hospital food court. You notice two senior doctors talking loudly about some of the patients you have been treating. You know that doctors are not supposed to discuss patient matters in public areas, and that there may be people in the food court who overhear this conversation. You don't know if the doctors have disclosed any sensitive information. Okay. Wait, let me get my 30 seconds up. Alright, here we go. Okay, so first question, what would you do in this situation? In this situation, for me, the first thing that came into my mind is that patient information privacy or safety is at the top priority if this situation happened. So what I want is to protect their patient's privacy as much as I can. So I would approach the two doctors with a smile and gently talking to them, saying that, hey, sorry to interrupt, but I hear your conversation over there that you were discussing about some private information with regard to a certain patient. I would just want to give you a little reminder that in the cafeteria it's a public space, so everyone can overhear some sensitive information, and so it's better to discuss it in the office. Maybe it can be a better place for that. Second question, why is confidentiality of patient information important? Well, confidentiality in this case is very important because the patient information that are left in the hospital are not certainly an information that a patient or a person is comfortable sharing with everybody, sharing with the grand public. And there are things that they would like to keep for themselves, such as their medical record, things they are allergic to, maybe. So those information are necessary for doctors in order to help them to operate, but may not be wise to disclose to the grand public. And therefore, as healthcare professional, I think confidentiality is very important, because we want to respect this autonomy of the patient of not disclosing their private information public. Does it matter if a patient information is leaked if the patient never realizes? Yes, I think in this case that if there is a leak of patient's information, although they might not be realizing it at the first place, it is still very important that they became aware of that, because it can have a long-term repercussion. So something that came up, let's say, resurfaced after 3 weeks, and the patient end up by finding out where a certain information, a certain private information about them came up through the source of a hospital, and it severely damages the reputation of the hospital. It breaks the trust between doctors and patient. And since this honesty and connection is so important, we definitely do not want to lose it, because we want to help those patients as much as they can. How would you go about raising your concerns to someone who has power over you? First, I will try to rehearse in my head several times to make sure that the point I want to bring up to the person that has higher power than me will have a total image and total correct and fluent image of the situation. So I will try to portray that by rehearsing with myself, maybe talking in the mirror, building some confidence, things like that. I will also present the subject matter with a factual way. I will make sure that I will state my observations as clear as I can. Try not to bring up personal emotions when stating a situation, things like that. And I will also respect their authority on us. So if they are a higher degree of us, I will respect their decision after hearing the situation, although we might not be on, exactly the same with regard to that decision. And last question was, systems should be there in place at hospitals for raising concerns about potential breaches of conduct. The first system that comes in my mind is a anonymous report system. I think there should be a system where a organization builds a advice box or concern box, things like that, and people will be able to submit their concerns, any advices for the hospital, things like that, anonymously, and this organization will then go distribute those concerns to the adequate department that are being concerned. I think there can also be a, let's say, corrective system. So a group of people where they can find out, let's say if they find out there is a breach of conduct, they can be the first line to correct them, to rectify the error. So if there is like a leak of personal information, they will be the one to clean up the information on the internet, things like that. Alright, so let's see those 5 questions, how I did. Okay, so first question, how would you do in this situation? I will take a step-by-step approach. First, I will politely approach the doctors, saying, take them to a private, non-confrontational, openly discuss details about the patient, certain whether make sure that accusational, in a non-judgmental, oh my god, non-judgmental. If the doctor were continue to seek the details, I would consider making a formal complaint. Okay, sure. That sounds good. Why is confidentiality is important for several reasons. First, patients divulge sensitive information to doctors about their health status, divulge to other people, by doing so disrupt the wishes. Confidentiality is dangerous for patient safety if this health status and for research and volunteer. Yep. Okay. So that's pretty much what I said too. If I believe that it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if it does not matter if a patient does not realize. Oh yeah, okay. First, a patient breach of confidentiality has. It does not matter if a patient is. Okay, I think that's a typo. Yeah. I believe that breaching is unacceptable regardless whether. Okay. Okay. Phew. Okay, sure. Although we're raising concerns over. First, I will try to clarify the details as much as possible. I'll approach the senior and yeah, always private. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Private. I'm just like always forgetting about it. Private. Nice. Okay, so amend the situation and thus, however, doesn't mean they will dismiss it upon my concerns. Non-judgmental attitude. Yeah, good. Okay, sure. What systems should be in there in hospitals? Anonymous complaint register. Nice. Review system. Oh. Independent inquiry. Okay. Well, I think I'm really good at it then. I think I have everything they wanted. Okay, happy about this. And definitely it triggered a little more reflexes on me, so I like it. And we'll try to practice that a lot more then. Okay, so I will take a little break between now and my dinner. After that I have MSI to watch. Very exciting. I'll see you tomorrow.